we were today on the subject of shifting the pattern of accusation, guilt, and justification. Okay, so how do we do a shift? I'm going to go very quick. I'm going to take all the shortcuts possible. We are a field of information, and we can access this field of information. We can find and identify the code that is not serving us, okay, and then replace it. So step one is we face and embrace that we are holding this frequency. Step two, decide what you're replacing with. Okay, so last time we were working on this. I'm not going to find what we are replacing it to on my own. We are going to write this down together. Okay, because we're doing it for the collective, so it's not fair if I do it alone. Okay, we need to do it together. So, what are we going to replace? The sensation of being accused, the sensation, and probably also the frequency of accusing also, because as I said, previously, most of us still accuse God. When we shift with quantum healing on individual level, it's quite simple. We do step one and step two. Step one, we recognize. Step two, we change the data. What are we going to write in this new data? Let's focus on that. So we want to put the opposite of I feel guilty, or I am guilty, or I feel accused, or I accuse, or I have to justify myself. Okay, let's do those first. So what
about blame?
Sorry?
Blame.
Playing?
Blame, when we blame others. La ashim.
Oh, blame. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, blame and accusing. It's, yeah. Do you see the difference between blame and accuse? What would be
blame is already saying you're wrong. Accusing isn't blaming yet. I think. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we can add the blame. Okay. So, what is the opposite of I am guilty? So we have I am guilty of existing, right? Are we good on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what is the opposite of I'm guilty of existing?
I'm legitimate.
I'm legitimate. Yes, I like that.
I deserve to exist.
Yes. Yeah.
My existence has purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, but we kind of know that our existence has a purpose, but we think that maybe the purpose is to be the scapegoat or something.
Okay.
No, but we can say that we are connecting ourselves to the highest version of our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
That we absolutely can say. Huh?
I'm valuable.
Yes.
My existence is valuable. Yeah, but that's also that's interesting.
No, but I go on this idea. I like it. Just refine it. Because if we have to enter the master program and change it, we want to put something that is very precise.
My program, if I may share, is that each and every one of us, so then I could say I am an intricate thread in the web of life.
Intricate thread? Oh,
intricate. I'm an intricate, like an intricate golden thread in the web of life. And so what I do, how I do, everything matters. I exist as part of the whole. Maybe you could refine it to I exist as part of the whole.
Yeah.
So if one person does matter, then another person has to matter, maybe because you're part of the whole.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. But
so that would be the opposite of thinking that others don't matter. Do we
No, well, in the intricate thread of the web of life, everything matters. So everything that I do, how and what I do matters.
Okay.
Because I'm part of a web. I'm a part of a web. But it's such an interesting question to refine.
Yes, because actually, because there are so many values that we have to actually replace. Okay, so now we are. There are many. We have a long list. Now we are replacing the I feel guilty, I am guilty, I feel accused, I accuse, and I have to justify myself. Okay, that's what we are replacing now. So I like what you're saying, but then it would be like the opposite value of what? Of thinking that I'm separated. It needs to come as a replacement for something that we are holding.
Would you repeat that old program again, please? Just the one that we're working on right now. The first one.
Okay, so let's do it together. The old program is that we face and embrace. Okay, we can say I. Okay, I face and embrace that I feel guilty. I am guilty. I feel accused. I accuse, and I have to justify myself as part of the collective. Okay. But if we are holding that as part of the collective, it means that somehow a tiny part of us, even if we don't have that pattern at all on individual level, somehow a part of us, the part of us that belongs to the collective, is holding that. So the first thing is to acknowledge that we do hold that. Because if you start thinking, no, not me, then you can't shift, you are not the right candidate to be able to shift that for the collective. In order for you to be the right candidate to shift that for the collective, you need to actually embrace this value with the collective. So even if you, for example, you have been able to transmute this already, because you're part of a whole, and still the collective consciousness of the whole in majority is holding that frequency, you want it or not, you're still part of it.
That makes a lot of sense. That's very clear. Could it be that I face and embrace that I am divine light?
Yeah.
Or is that too not opposite?
No, so yeah, you have to find the exact opposite. What is the exact opposite of I am guilty? I'm guilty of existing. So we started before.
I'm innocent, I think.
Yes, I like that. I'm innocent.
So that's the opposite. So it's exactly the opposite.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly the opposite.
So I'm innocent.
Yes.
I deserve to exist just because I am.
Okay.
I was born. I am. I am. Which means that there's a reason for me to be here.
Yes.
I am here. I am part of creation. I am having maybe the good and the bad, the dark and the light. I am a manifestation of creation, of this divinity here.
Yes.
I have that spot.
My existence is part of divine design creation that has a higher purpose. And I honor that purpose. And I honor that purpose.
And I honor that purpose of my existence, which is that spark of divinity.
And I choose to honor that purpose.
And I choose to recognize it.
Yes.
And to embody it.
Recognize, honor, and embody that purpose. I like that.
Here at this moment.
Yeah, but in the quantum reality, there is only this moment.
Yes, all right. Right.
So the moment we use the present time is like it's forever. So you were, I love that. So Mandy, you were starting with I'm innocent. Go ahead, keep going on this track. Yes.
What's coming to me while we're doing this is just the experience of feeling, of noticing that I'm a miracle, that this body is and soul is incredible. That awareness as we're doing this that I didn't have before.
What do you think you realize that now?
Just through this conversation, the actual being here in
in this physical body that is absolutely incredible.
It's like you are landing in your body now.
Yeah.
It's such an interesting process that you're guiding us through, in that you are asking us specifically to place the opposite, so that we can then, I'm imagining, move towards that 0 point, to that equilibrium, once we've claimed both sides of it.
Exactly.
Because I love what Osnat has said, and I resonate with each thing that everyone's saying, but it's not necessarily clearing the frequency of those things. So if those things hold a particular energy...
No. So we, in the step step one, we are going to clear. Now, we didn't do that yet. Okay?
Yes. We haven't done it yet.
We haven't done it yet.
The process of doing it.
Yes. Now we are we do the planification of what we are going to do. So we need to know in advance what we are going to replace it with.
I have another suggestion.
Yeah.
My existence is a gift. I don't need to justify it to myself or to anyone else.
Okay. So that's good, but I remind you that when we enter a data to replace a code, we don't say, I don't need to justify it, because what value you enter is justified. Okay? The computer does not understand, does not. So what is the opposite of justifying?
I'm clear. Like, that's what I get. I'm clear.
I accept. I receive.
Listen, this is very interesting. I accept and I receive, because I remind you that the first imprint that we are targeting, really, it's the imprint of Yitzhak feeling that he didn't have the right to exist. Receiving the imprint that he didn't have the right to exist. What did Yitzhak do at this moment? When he endorsed the guilt of existing that Ishmael was imprinting in him, is that he was kind of refusing the gift of life somehow. So what you started to say, I accept and I receive, it's absolutely exact. It's even, yes, because it's even, I accept and I receive is even beyond I deserve, because I can think that I deserve, but still I don't accept and receive, because what about poor him? Even though I know I deserve, I choose to not take that right and not to honor the fact that I deserve, because what about poor him? It's a compassion that is not at the right place. And it's very interesting that Yitzhak himself, all his life, what he was refining, it was the midah of gvura, the rigor. Comment on dit? Do you know, Mandy, what is gvura? How do you translate? Rigor? Rigor. And actually, why did he need to refine that quality? Because his father Avraham was so 100% full of loving kindness, okay, and compassion, that he needed to embody this quality of rigor in order to come back to a place of balance. Okay, and this was also the quality of his mother Sarah. And this is his mother Sarah that said, hey, you know what, send away Ishmael, because this child doesn't have a good influence on my child. And she was feeling that something was off in Yitzhak when he was around Ishmael. And that's why she came as a protector. So I feel very I'm very asking with a lot of humility the permission to Yitzhak Avinu to be able to say those words and to ask his approval and to him to send a sign, you know, that he approves what we're doing, but this is what it seems to me. that at this moment, this right of existence was denied. How do I know that? How did I make that conclusion? I made that conclusion because I see that the descendant of Ishmael, what did they do after that? They usurped the identity of Yitzhak. And everything that happened to Yitzhak, they said it happened to Ishmael. So they just took over the identity of Yitzhak. Okay? So we understand from that from the beginning, there was a problem of identity. Who is the legitimate heir? Where is my place and where is yours? And this, because Yitzhak was a baby, was a little child, and his father was full of compassion, you know. He was in this house full of compassion, full, like always open 4 doors on the 4 sides of the tent, always receiving and welcoming people, because we have to cater to everybody's need and give everybody whatever they need, you understand? So he grew up in this kind of house. Okay, so now, in order to balance loving kindness and compassion, we need to absolutely take the place that we deserve. And so I love the idea of I accept and receive the gift of life. And more than that, as well as the gift of the divine contract signed by our forefather Abraham.
But if we accept that contract, we perpetuate that program.
No, because the program was not in the contract. The contract was not the problem. The contract was between Abraham and God to carry the legacy of, that was actually, given to Adam in the first place, that the descendant of Adam didn't choose to carry on, and finally only Shet carried on, and then it went to Noah, and then it went to Abraham, but it's the same contract, the same original contract, which is, I want you to keep the blueprint safe, which is like the Torah, so like a security system guardian, Anyway, so there is no problem in the contract itself. The problem is that at some point, but the thing is that Ishmael also could have embraced the contract. He chose not to. The problem was not the contract. The problem is legitimate heir of Abraham was also supposed to embrace the contract. So it became a little bit intricate, because there is this right to existence is also conditional to the right of receiving the contract. Now Ishmael had all the rights and opening to receive the contract as well. He just did not choose to. Esav as well. He was expected to also embrace the contract. He chose not to. Okay, so there was never a moment where they were denied the access to this contract. They just chose not to. But there was a denial of their existence. Yes. So my existence is a gift, and I accept and I receive the gift of life. I celebrate my existence, and
Shalva, I have a question to Yitzhak. When you said that he had to adopt the quality of rigor in order to come back to a place of balance. Why that quality?
Because rigor is the opposite of loving kindness. It's not the opposite, actually. It's like, it's the polarity. Like if you go to the two extreme, that would be the opposite. But if it's balanced, it creates a proper container to contain loving kindness.
I think that the word rigor is maybe not the right word.
So what's
the right English word?
Okay.
So maybe you should speak the Hebrew word and then someone can translate. Because rigor, I've just looked up, is being extremely thorough and careful.
Okay. So what is
So I don't think that, I don't know what you were,
okay, so
what the opposite.
Okay, so I will explain what is Gvura, and then you can give. Gvura is actually a restraining quality of restriction. So at the opposite of the line, it can manifest as severity. Okay? Severity, applying justice like very with rigor. No, there is no bypass, strictness. Yeah.
So our translator says that Gvura is heroism.
That's not a good translation.
It's not a good translation.
Because maybe
but there is something to it.
No, because they I think they refer to the modern explanation of Gibor. That is, the Gibor is like maybe a hero. So that's right. But that's not at all the concept, traditional concept of Gvura. It's not that. Just finalize this list for next week. My existence is a gift. I accept and I receive the gift of life. I celebrate my existence, as well as the gift of a divine contract signed by our forefather Abraham. I am love. I am innocent. I deserve to exist just because I am. My existence is part of the divine design creation that has a higher purpose, and I choose to recognize, honor, and embody that purpose. I'm legitimate. It's a good start, no? Now, what would be the opposite of justifying myself is I honor.
Yeah. I honor my word.
My
like
word?
when you your word, like what you say, your word, W-O-R-D.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay, in that sense. But justifying is not just in the word. Justifying is an attitude that you have to prove yourself. So when you don't have to prove yourself, it means that you are at peace with who you are, right? I'm at peace with my status, right? I am at peace with my status and the role I have to fulfill. It's a good start. I think we can, you know what I think we are going to start with this, refine it, and if we find something that is more exact, then we will add. It's a work in progress, right? I think that we can include about what you said about the word, because and make it, just expand it. I honor, because we want to, it's interesting to actually shift that habit that we justify ourselves towards the outside world. So let's add this. So we face and embrace that we justify ourselves that we are innocent, or justify ourselves, and that would be the opposite. That be I honor my word, but also my energy, how I spend my energy.
Still, this word, I accept and am in peace with who I am as I am.
We wrote that.
Just really zeroes into it.
Then
there's no need to justify. There's no need to feel guilty.
Yes.
Because I'm in peace. I'm accepting, and I am, as a result of the acceptance, I'm in peace with who I am as I am.
And the role that I have been given to fulfill,
or have taken on
Yes.
Is chosen to take on in this lifetime.
Yeah, that was taken on by our forefathers, and that we chose to embody in this incarnation. Right? Because if we came in the Jewish nation, it means that we chose to embody that
Exactly.
that contract in this incarnation. So our soul has chose that. Now we have to match the choice of our soul with our conscious choice. I get that there is a notion of threat, that we feel threatened. And we feel threatened, and that's why we need to justify. So there is a notion of being in danger.
Yes, very much so. That's it.
The fact that we embody this contract is threatening us. This contract is threatening us. That's the belief. It's more than a belief. It's actually a reality. But God made a promise to Abraham that he would, if the contract is properly respected, then we will have the protection. So, but we have to connect with this element of faith, because if we keep only the part that is threatening and the dangerous part, and we give up on the trust and the promise that we are held and supported, then we jump without any safety net. That's it. I think that's it for today. No? You became very calm d'un coup là. It means that that's it, you're done? Are you giving up? Okay. Processing. Okay. I'm leaving the circle open, but I will thank Master of the Universe. Thank you for allowing this circle. Thank you for accompanying us and facilitate this work that we are doing. For fathers and for mothers, we honor you, and we are counting on your support to do this work. Thank you so much for being here, holding space for us, and giving us all the insight that is required to do this properly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What I'm getting is that during their life, during their cycle, they actually corrected this. Because Yaakov, by the end of his life, got to a state of shlemut. Okay? Yaakov was the son of Yitzchak. So they transcended this. But somehow, before they transcended this, they had their children, and so the generation is coming from the children. Okay? So themselves, they've done this work already. You know, it's not that we are doing the work for them. They've done this work. It's just that we are transcending this from the part of us that came out before the transcendence was complete. And so now, because we're at the end of the line, we can actually transcend what happened before us. But when you're on the top of the line and you already had some children, that you cannot transcend for the just exactly like Adam and Chava when they had their children, you know. Before Shet, they had many other children, and they were not in a place of alignment when they had these children. And so these children that came out, they did not come out very aligned. And only when, like a few hundred years later, when they had Shet, they came to a place of alignment. And so now the thing is that all the children that they had before, they need the kind of work to come back to a place of alignment. So there are a lot of reincarnation from these children. We say that the generation that was in Egypt, they were reincarnation of these children. So it's working like that. The work is working like that. When you are at the bottom of the pyramid, you can actually, your work is actually can reach to the top. Enough for today. I wish you all Shabbat Shalom.